All right, Jamie, you good? Okay. All right. Happy Monday, guys. I know we probably still have a few people hopping on, but I know that so we actually start a fire Zoom at 8 o'clock with our ambassador upline, Ashley Sinclair. So I always like to get started pretty prompt and try to get you guys out of here 45 minutes, ish. I'm so excited. We haven't had a guest in a couple of weeks, and I reached out to Courtney. We are in, I think, maybe two chats together, like maybe the Push to Prez, but also the ambassador one. And I know you guys have heard her name a lot recently because I have heard her name a lot. We just heard it on the winner's circle. Congratulations, not yesterday, but the last Sunday before. So Courtney's just gonna share her story, and I got some questions with her. She's gonna just bring a little fire to us. So I know I've never even heard your story. So I just, as usual, I want you to start with your story, but I'm excited to hear it because I've never heard it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, so if my Wi-Fi cuts out at any moment, guys, just bear with me and comment in the chat so I can read that. Also, I want to keep this like super engaging because I want to like hear a lot of like who's on here. So if you can just write in the chat like what rank that you are or that you're promoting to this month, I would absolutely love to see like the diversity of people that are on this Zoom as well. But my name is Courtney VanAuken. I've been doing this business for 4 years. I actually started this business while working full-time at Campbell's Soup. I was in marketing analytics in Campbell's Soup. And then I had two part-time jobs. I was a waitress and I also did liquor promotions. And then I was getting my master's degree. So I was in the last semester of my master's degree. And honestly, I probably had like my plate was so full. So I don't even understand why I said yes to starting something new. I tried two businesses before this and I did like one party in person for each of those companies. And then it just wasn't my thing. So when I saw my friend Melissa, well, she became my friend. I just actually met her on Facebook. She added me in October of 2016. And by January 2017, I kept seeing her post every day because she was so consistent that I was like, what are you doing? How do you travel? How are you working from your phone like full time? And I messaged her about the cleanse she posted about. And then I was like, wait, you also make money from your phone? Okay, how do you do it? And I signed up after I bought the cleanse, probably within the next hour. It was like midnight. I had work the next day. I did not want to go. Like I hated it so much. It just was not my thing. But I always thought I had to go to school, keep going to school, get a higher paying job, and keep moving up the corporate ladder. So if that's you, if you've had a corporate job or maybe you're still working a corporate job, drop a one in the chat. Like I've always like thought that was the thing for me. Oh, it was a lot of you guys. Yeah. So that's what I thought was the thing to do. Right. So I started this business saying, you know what, I'll try that thing on social media. Like I didn't think anything really of it. I was like, if I make a couple extra $100, because I did not think you could make more than like $200 with this business. If I make a couple extra $100 a month, that'll cover our expensive dog food and the trips that we want to take, like those 5 vacations a year that I'm allowed to take from my job and take my PTO off to cover it instead of putting it on a credit card. Because drop a two if you have some credit card debt. I've had so much credit card debt. I opened up credit cards when I was 18 and I just kept going and I never thought they were going to be paid off. And I had like $40,000 by the time before I was 30. And then I ended up just paying it off officially. I am credit card debt free last year because of this business. So I went full force Emerald in my first 2.5 months. I felt really good and comfortable there because I was only expecting a couple extra $100 and I surpassed my goal, got a couple $1,000s a month. And then a year later, I ended up going diamond after my first conference. So events are so crucial. So if you've gone to a conference or a networks event, drop a three in the chat. Like they are so important. That's why I went diamond. I was comfortable at Emerald, but I decided that I needed to just go to Tampa, go to conference, put myself in this culture and see what it's all about. Because I kept hearing stories of other people who were super successful. And I was like, maybe that could be something for me. The next month I went diamond. The month after that, I went double. I was at double for a year. I went to my next conference, went triple that next month in February. Then for that that summer, I went triple that February. And by June, I was laid off from my full-time job. So the job that I like hated anyway, that it was kind of a sign probably, I was laid off from. And I had this business built to triple diamond, thankfully, thankfully, because I was laid off in 2015. I didn't have a backup plan. I didn't have something else. So this business came into my life, I think, knowing that maybe something like that could happen. Like if you got laid off from your job right now, would you be comfortable with where you are? So keep building this business. You can do this while you're working full time. I went triple while working full time. So there's no excuses with time or anything like that or being too busy. I throw that all off the table right now. You guys can do it. And then that, when I got laid off, I made a new dream board. And we're going to talk about that tonight too, about like dreaming bigger. But I made a new dream board and I said to my fiance, well, he was my boyfriend at the time. I was like, I want to go presidential within the next year. At that moment, I was like really nervous about saying that. I just set that goal for myself. I wanted to buy a motorhome. I always wanted to travel. It was my biggest thing was traveling, right? That's why I started. And within that next year, June 2020, I went presidential. We bought the motorhome. We sold our house in October of this past year, and we've been traveling since. So it's been 5 months. That's why my Wi-Fi is a little weird, because I'm traveling right now. I'm in California and I'm from New Jersey. So we made it across the whole country so far in 5 months. We're going to work our way back, but just being able to do this business, he's my triple diamond and I'm to my presidential. So we have both of those incomes as well. And it was just something that I didn't let excuses get in the way, right? Like keep dreaming, keep making those new goals for yourself and setting up yourself for success, as in looking at like what your life's like. Like my life is different now, of course, because I have a free schedule and we're traveling. But a year ago when I was at home for when I was stuck at home and I was just working this business, it was different. A year before that, when I had a full-time job, it was different. When I first started and I had so many jobs in school, it was different, but I still was able to fit this in every day.
I love that you are talking about how each year in the business, your life has been different. Because I mean, I can look back and I mean, y'all probably can, like, I mean, if only we could just not have life happen, right? Wouldn't that be perfect? So you travel full time. What do your days look like? I mean, because if you guys are traveling, there's a lot of things to do and see. And like, it's probably really tempting to just, I'll do it when I get home, right? Like, or when we're done.
Yeah. So that's like a huge thing for me. So we've been traveling since October 16th, we sold our house. So at that moment I was like, all right, I have to be consistent. Like no matter what, like I have to be more consistent than ever, because my income is like, our income together is solely It Works. So if I don't work my business every day, like what am I expecting? Just to get paid for the work I did a year ago and 2 years ago? That's going to wear off. Like we get paid on residual income, guys. It builds over time, which is great. Things I've done months ago is paying me today. But if I stop working my business today, it's not going to be paying me as great next month or the month after. So no matter what, I have to stay consistent. And I've actually got insanely more consistent. I was talking to Jade about this, that I'm so much more consistent now that we're traveling, because I make sure I do the things I need to do every day. And I fit it in before we do things, or while we're doing something. Like today we went kayaking this morning off the shore in San Diego. And before we went out, I made sure that this morning I did my stories, I made my posts up, I did my follow-ups, I did anyone who was going to be my calendar for today. And then we were out, I was making content, showing people like what I'm doing, and always adding in the business in there, right? Like talking about the business in between, oh, I'm kayaking and also making money from my phone. Like I make sure I always throw that in with the things that I do every day. So for you, if you're traveling, do that, guys. If you're on vacation, don't just take off from your business. That's the best time to be making content and putting it out there. If you're a mom, like, and you're at your kid's soccer game, make a quick boomerang while you're at the field, while you're making an income from your phone too. You're helping people with their health and wellness goals. I did that, and I had this girl sign up with me she came from TikTok. So I had a girl come from TikTok, message me, and she signed up right after we got done kayaking. So I ended up signing a distributor. I had a customer this morning from my follow-up. Like these things are still coming in every day. Like there's no I'm too busy, I'm traveling too much, like I have no Wi-Fi. If it takes me 10 minutes to send a message, like when I went to Houston during the snowstorm, it was horrible. Texas, what the heck? I went to Houston during the snowstorm and I had like no internet. It was really slow. Our water wasn't working. The pipes froze in the RV. Like it was just insane. And no matter what, I still sent the messages. I still talked to people, even if it took me a little bit longer, or I had to go to a coffee shop to do a Zoom with someone to get better Wi-Fi. I would make that a commitment. So instead of putting on Netflix and watching I heard the new, what's that show? The Circle that's back on. Instead of watching that right now, like I would love to, I'd rather be sitting here working because I was out all day enjoying my life. So just make that commitment every day for what you really want for your future. And then you're going to work, and that's going to be based on what you want for your future, right? So every day right now, I would say my number one thing is I definitely do things in the morning before I go out anywhere. And then I do stuff here and there while I'm out. And then at nighttime, we do power hours a lot on our team. So we just got done one. I came right from there to here. So I can do a lot of things at nighttime. And thankfully, I'm now in a different time zone. So it's only 7 o'clock for me. So I have a little bit more time in the night before I have to go to bed.
I bet that is crazy, like traveling through all different times. You're like, wait,
We were in
what
Texas
time?
last week, so it's been like we just drove really fast from Texas to California. So in the last week, I've been in like 3 different time zones.
Listen, if my only experience with Texas was in snowpocalypse, I'd have got the heck out too. You got a bunch of Texans on your Zoom. We're all still like a little frazzled from that too. Like, don't even mention the word snow to us right now.
Sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
we're,
I was there
we're
too.
still traumatized. Like, yeah, exactly. Okay, so you mentioned TikTok and then you talked about stories. What's your favorite way to recruit? Or are you kind of doing it all? You know, some people have niches and they love Facebook or TikTok. Or talk to me about.
Yeah, so I would say actually that's kind of something I was going to say. And I just write things down because I get sidetracked. So when we became full-time and we sold our house, at that moment I decided to stay consistent on my TikTok. So when I was talking about like staying consistent every day more than ever, it became really hardcore with TikTok. So October 16th, sold our house. That was my first TikTok. It went viral. And then the next week we had one that went viral, but it wasn't anything to do with the business. And I kept making business ones every day, no matter what. Like I was just throwing them out there, guys. Every night between 6 and 9 p.m. is the best time to post TikToks. There's this website called Talk Trend. TOKtrend.com, I think it's called. If you want to look it up, just make sure that like gives you the top songs for TikTok right now and which ones are going viral. So I've been using a lot of those as my sounds in between my videos. And usually I would say every day I was making 3 to 6 TikToks from October 16th until the end of November. So almost 6 weeks long of making almost 3 to 6 every day until one business one went viral. But I knew it. I knew if I just kept doing it, it would work. And you guys can make your TikToks in advance. You have to do it every day. You have to do it every day. Like that's the only way you're going to get TikTok to explode for you too. But I had a video, almost had like 10,000 comments in December, or that was the end of November, right? In December, I signed 60 distributors. And I've never signed that many distributors in 1 month before, especially in December. Like I never had a December like that before. So December, I signed 60 distributors. They all came from TikTok. A lot of them right now are on this Zoom with us here, about to be going diamond this month. They went emerald last month, a lot of them. So they all came from that one video. And it just happened because I said, every day, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And if you're busy, like don't say, oh, I can't do that because she has all this free time. Like I'm too busy to do that. You guys can make them on Sunday. You can do them all in one day and change your t-shirt or change your shirt and just point to things. Like I don't dance or anything. Like I just point to stuff. And then you can also go to TikTok.com on your computer and you can actually schedule out TikToks from your computer. So if you already have videos all made that you want, you can schedule them out for the rest of the week for you on your computer. They don't have it on the phone yet. That would be nice once they do that. But right now, I still do it every day. It's been since October. I've made TikToks every single day. Every time I post a business one, I get text messages right now every day to my phone. I get applications filled out. I get Instagram messages every single day. There's not one day where I have not had, knock on wood, someone not message me about the business because of my TikToks. But that's because I was really consistent and I stay consistent with it. So if you want to be good at TikTok, you just have to do a lot. And then my distributors also come from Facebook, just from asking people about the business after they post for me for a host to post. So I still do host to post every day. I think giveaway host to posts are like the best thing in the entire world, especially for new distributors. So I just put out, my friend Courtney's giving away whatever your team giveaway is. And then I have people inbox me and add me as a friend. So I write back, add me as a friend, DM me the word giveaway. Once they come to my inbox, I get them to post a status. It's usually another giveaway or maybe a random product one. And then I ask every single person about the business. I just say, hey, side note, would you be interested in more information about what I do? I checked out your page and think you'd be absolutely amazing at this. People usually say yes. And then I just talk to them like they're my best friend. I find out a little bit more information about them. We have a potentials group on Facebook, Jade put together. So I add them there as well. But just doing that and following up with people, I would say that's how you recruit people. Like recruit people by asking everyone, no matter what, ask everyone. And if you want to do TikTok, you have to just stay super, super consistent. If you want to do host to post, you have to stay consistent. You got to do it every day. The key secret sauce is just staying consistent. And then the rest is just going to come in, but it's not going to happen right away. Like, do you think any normal person would have kept going 6 weeks later? right? Making 3 to 6 a day. Sometimes I made like 8 a day. Like the normal person probably would give up by 6 weeks, right? But I just like, no, this is working for everyone. I'm going to get this to work. And then it just exploded. So it will work for you. You just have to stay focused and consistent. Same thing with host to post. If maybe it's like, oh, what host to post is working for you right now? There's not a certain one. You just got to do at least 10 a day. You just got to do more.
So you were posting 3 to 6 a day in that time frame, or were you saving them and doing like 2 to 3 a day?
No, yeah, like 3 to 6 a day during that time frame. I was going crazy with it.
Not a lot of people that would have done that.
No.
That's awesome. Sorry, I'm taking all the notes. If you look down,
No, you're fine.
Remember I told you I'm a pen and paper. I'm like sending you pictures.
Yeah, your handwriting is beautiful. I was like, oh my gosh, I wish mine was like that.
Okay, so I feel like I know what you're going to say because I think most people agree with this, but it's always good to hear it. What do you think is the most important aspect of our business, like that, and why?
Yeah, I mean, consistency and mindset, like those are 2 things. You can do anything. Like I can give you a message to send out to people right now, but will you do it? And will you do it every day? Like that's like the big thing. It's you have to have the mindset that it's going to work, because it works for everybody. Everyone that sends messages out or does host to post or makes TikToks, it works for them. But there's no secret sauce between like my message or your message or someone else's message. It's just doing it every day. That's it. It's just doing it every single day. And it's totally a mindset thing, because for me, like right now, I could say like 4 years ago, I was working full time, right? I had those 2 part-time jobs. I was getting a master's degree. At the end of the night, did I want to send out messages on Instagram? That's how I built my business when I first started. We didn't have host to post, right? So I was sending messages on Instagram all the time, like hundreds of messages every single night. Did I want to do it at the end of the day when I was tired and like just wanted to go to bed? No, I didn't. I'd rather turn on Netflix. I'd rather turn on a movie and just like have mindless TV or something that just took my mind off of everything I went through that day. But instead, I was like, you know what? I just have to have my mind right that this is future that I'm working for. No matter what, this is my future. I had no idea that 4 years ago I was working for this reality today. And I have no idea where my 4 year from now is going to look like, right? Like we plan on getting married next year. Yes, Brett. We plan on getting married next year and building our own house. We're going to build a house. We're going to have a family. We're going to have babies. Like that's going to cost a lot of money. And that's going to be a lot of things that I'm just going to have to work for today. So I don't completely know what it's going to look like, but I can start making the path and doing the actions every day to get there. So you guys have to know what you want. Like, what is the reason why you're doing this? What do you want your future to look like next year, in 5 years, in 10 years? And then you need to work every day as if you're working towards that and staying consistent, staying focused. Make yourself a task list. Like there's tons of task lists. People have 6 lists all over. But as long as you're, Harvey, come on, come here. It's okay. As long as you post, you message. Oh, there he goes. Sorry, guys. As long as you post, you message, you follow up, and you're growing your network, those core 4 things, as long as you're doing that every day in some shape or form. And if you'll, oh my gosh, because they're outside. I'm sorry. Babe, can you take him, please? He's crying. Okay. Thanks. Okay. So as long as you're doing those core 4 things every single day, if you look at you audit yourself, maybe weekly or maybe every couple of days, if you haven't enrolled in the last couple of days, then you're not just doing enough things. Because everyone isn't, I'm telling you right now, it's boom season. It's a time of the year where everyone's enrolling. Everyone is enrolling. So if you're not enrolling, you just need to figure out what that is for you. And a lot of it is staying consistent and just doing a little bit more, like 10x rule, right? Grant Cardone, 10x rule, just doing 10x. Set your baseline of what you want to do every day. Stay consistent with it and just up it if you're not doing the things to enroll. But you have to have your mindset right. There's this app called IM. It's a free app you can download and put on your phone. It's called IM. And it reminds you, like you can set reminders every hour, every 30 minutes. And it's affirmation statements. And if you just say them out loud to each other, to someone else, your significant other, your friend, anyone else, or even just to yourself in the mirror, you say it out loud whenever it pops up on your phone, it's going to reaffirm your mind that you are awesome and you are doing awesome things with your life and you're doing everything right. So that when you see that word no, or you hear someone ignore you, or you see someone block you or take down your host to post or whatever it is, and you feel like crap, you already have a mindset that's like up here. right? So if someone takes a little bit of the water out of your cup that you're filling right now and it's up here, it's overflowing, that won't make a difference. But if you are at your last sip of water in your cup because you didn't fill your mind up with positivity and you didn't do anything to get your mind frame right, someone says no or like something is rude to you, that's gone. Your cup's empty and you're like done for the day. You're like, that's when you pull out the pint of ice cream and go lay in bed. You have to just make sure you're constantly having a full cup overflowing. Every morning I have to journal. Like I suffer with depression and anxiety. I've gone through this for the last like 10 years of my life. It's really bad. So I know that already. I've gone through a lot of things with my family and like things like that. So I know I have to keep my mindset right. Otherwise in like 2 seconds, I can go into this like dark hole. So I journal in the morning. I listen to podcasts. I listen to sermons on Sundays. I keep these things that just find your things that keep you right. The app, I am app, our dream boards up here in the RV. Like I have to look at that every day. And when I was promoting to presidential, to triple diamond, like to double diamond, I had post-it notes all over my house. A lot of my team does too. Like I can see some of the notes on their pictures, but you can have post-it notes at your mirror in your bathroom or by the toilet paper roll or on your fridge. And then every time you go past it, you're like, I am diamond. I am a diamond leader. I pour value into my team. I recruit amazing leaders. Like just saying these things and reaffirming your mind about it, that's going to help you get to that next level.
Yes, I actually had, I used to write things on my mirror and now it's a mirror out in the garage and you can like still see my like ranks written on it. Like I'll be like working out and I can like see triple diamond written on it still. Makes me laugh, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, so you've obviously had a ton of success and you seem very motivated and how do you stay motivated, but how do you keep dreaming bigger and like developing that why? Because that can be tricky, once, like you said, all you were thinking about was emerald, you hit emerald and it was and you kind of stalled out. So how do you keep on developing that why?
Yeah. So, I mean, Zooms, like guys getting on this, I had a great day. And then I was tired at like 5 o'clock, like an hour ago, 2 hours ago, I was tired and I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm tired. And then I remembered, I was like, I have this Zoom. I'm like, I was writing notes down, and just by writing things like that and like realizing I'm coming on a Zoom with people that I know are so inspiring and like uplifting, that fuels me. So that's always been a thing that fueled me since day one. Like day one, and I have people on my team I've talked to about this recently, which is like a huge thing, because if one person goes through it, multiple people go through the same thing. But if you feel like you're not dreaming big enough, or if you feel like, I don't know, if you feel like your excuses might overpower your why right now, you just really have to look at what your why is. Like I started this business and my why for a long time, I thought was to travel. Like that's not a real why. Like, yeah, this is great. I love it. But that wasn't a deep rooted why. My deep rooted why that I've learned over time is that I don't want other women, other people that come on my team. Like I don't want these people out there that go through the things that I've gone through and feel like they're alone and feel like there's no way out and feel like they're stuck at a job that they hate. I don't want anyone else to be like going through those things that I went through. So my why now is to just find people that are like me so I can empower them and help them. I've always been like that person who I'm big into charity events and fundraising and things like that. I just didn't understand that I could do something like that. That's like passion, right? Passion work with this business until I realized that I was doing it, and I had to plug into my team and get to know them. So if you right now have one distributor, at least one distributor on your downline, on your team, that's a huge reason why. That's a huge push to get to your next level. And that's a huge reason why not to just cap out at Emerald or cap out at Ruby. You're made for so much more, guys. Like I had no idea what the heck I was doing. Did I ever think if I first started, if you said, oh, you're going to be presidential in a couple years? No, I am not. I had no idea that's what was going to happen for me. But I just realized that there is people with me now. And I see people on here, right? Like you have people on here, I'm sure, that are with you, or maybe you don't yet, and you're just talking to that next person, getting them ready to start with your business with you. And as soon as you do, as soon as they enroll, that's going to fuel you to that next level. That's going to push you. And there was this, Brett was reading this book, The Relentless. We were like, listen to, were you going to say it? Brett works the business with me now. So if he comes in and says stuff, that's why. he's gonna say, but we were listening to this book called Relentless, because Mark was talking about it recently, and he listened to it before. We listened to it again on the way to San Diego, and what did they say? Like, next, what was that?
Done next.
Yeah, so he kept saying done next, because so many people set a goal like, I'm gonna be diamond, and then they get there and they're like, this is great, and then they lose it, or they stop working, they stop doing the things because they hit the goal that they want. I want it to be ruby. That was when I first started. I wanted to be ruby. I got to emerald, great, but then I was comfortable again. You guys have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable if you want to change your life. You cannot feel like that next level is going to be it for you, because once I hit ambassador, I'm not going to be like, this is it for me. I'm going to start all over again and go to double ambassador, right? Like there's never going to be a moment where you don't have a next goal. And I think that's a huge thing, especially if someone new comes in this business. Yeah, it's great. Get your first 6 customers. But after you do that, you need a next goal, right? You need a next goal. You need a next vision. That's bringing in a teammate with you, helping someone else change their life. You always have to be going to that next level. And with each level, right? This is a common quote everyone says, new levels, new devils. So just know that every time you are going to that next level and you are going to hit that next goal for yourself, that there are going to be hard things that come along with it. And you have to be growing in order to overcome them. If you're not doing personal development, if you're not listening to leadership books, if you're not doing like journaling, anything like that, you're not going to be able to face the things that might happen when something bad happens in your life, right? Every single promotion I had something bad happen. And I know that it happens to like a lot of leaders as well, but you have to make sure that you're leveling up at the same time you're leveling up financially.
So good. That is so good. I'm like, right now on Relentless. Sounds like a book I need to read or listen to also. Okay, so the last question I have for you, and then I kind of want you to speak to 2 different people on this Zoom. But the last question is, how are you making the most of boom season? And like, what does boom season mean to you? Because, you know, we have brand new people that are like, why do they keep talking about boom season? Like, what is this boom season?
So I think like, okay. So when I first came in, I joined in January 2017. Yeah. January 2017. And I joined during boom season. I didn't know any different. I just was like, okay, this is awesome. I like hit the 400s club in my first like 3 days. And like, I was like, oh, okay, this is great. Like, I just thought this was normal. And I just like went to that next level, next goal. My enroller always gave me a next goal, which was always keeping me motivated because I'm super red. And then I realized that for like boom season, right? This is when people are wanting to work on their health and wellness goals because it was a new year, right? New Year's resolutions. That's the perfect time. January, February, March, people are working on those goals. And then tax returns and people are getting those back. And then I realized by the end of the year, I was like, oh, okay, so this is not boom season. So I don't have to do as many things as I was doing in the beginning of the year. And that is where I failed. That is where I failed. So do not make that same mistake, especially if you're brand new. You guys can have a boom season all year long. Literally all last year was a boom season for me because I decided that to make it a whole boom year for myself, a boom year for my business. So you have to focus. Like I told you guys earlier, I signed 60 distributors in December. I never signed that many distributors in 1 month, especially in December, ever. And then I said, you know what? I want 2021 to be my boom year. So right now, like, do you want this year to be your boom year? If you worked hard as heck every day this year, and next year you were paid at least triple diamond and above, making $10,000 a month, insert income disclosure statement, would you do it, right? Like, would you be working hard every day right now, have a boom year for yourself to have a really great next year and a really great next 5 years, a really great next 10 years? So just think about that. Like, is your why big enough right now? If it's not, reanalyze what you really are working for. Make a new dream board if you have to, right? We're a couple months into the year already. If you already had your dream board for 2021, you need to like relook at it and put some new things on there. Go ahead and do it. And then just realize that this boom season doesn't have to end. Like, it did not end for me in 2020. It didn't end for me. I didn't let it. So now this year, every month, I've been saying I'm enrolling at least 30 distributors, and I'm keeping myself accountable. I told Cami about it. So go tell somebody on your upline, I'm going to do at least this every single month. I'm going to hit this goal. I'm going to enroll at least 15 distributors. I'm going to enroll at least 30 customers, whatever that goal, like set it and tell somebody so you're accountable for your actions every single day, right? Even if you need to send a checklist of the things you've done every day to your upline or a sideline so you guys can hold each other accountable. A lot of people I know on my team do that as well. That's really going to help you stay focused, and you can have a boom year instead of just a boom season. So right now, like I'm on trend for that. In January and in February, I hit and in March, I hit over 30 distributors. So I'm trying, like, right. I'm like, it's like something that keeps me motivated as I'm working on ambassador, but I'm also helping everyone. Think about it. If I brought in 30 distributors every month, how many people on my team's lives would change as well? Because they're going to be working on their promotions as well. So as you're bringing in people and as you're setting goals for yourself, think about those people underneath of you that you're helping in the process, right? You're working on getting your fast start bonuses. They're also getting their shopping spree and feeling super motivated that now they can go out and bring in some teammates. Oh, wow, I already earned my first bonus. And then they're going to start growing their paycheck once they go to executive ruby, emerald, diamond.
I love that. I know you guys, are y'all taking all the notes like I am? I'm almost out of paper over here. I'm like, my planner. Okay. So to wrap up, sorry, that was really loud. To wrap up, I want you to talk to, so we have probably have what, 2 groups on a Zoom normally, right? You have your newbie to rubies. Okay. And then you have, you know, your leaders, your emeralds, your diamonds, your doubles, your triples, you know, all that above. I want you to talk to the leaders about just finding their runners within their organization and how you are specifically mentoring your leaders during, or your team during boom season.
Yeah. So I've always done, like, I tried always so many different things, guys. Like everyone's always learning, everyone's always trying new things. And I said that, I was just talking to somebody about that today. I was like, come to me. Oh, it was yesterday. It was one of the leaders on my team. She's pushing for double. And she was like, she was just, I don't want to send you a screenshot because I don't want you to think that I don't know what to say. I'm like, send me a screenshot. Like if you really need help with like a rebuttal for someone about the business. They were talking about the business. They gave excuses. And I'm like, I'm really good at rebuttals. Like send me the screenshot. Let me help you. So that's a huge thing for me. Someone asked me this on Friday, how do you keep up with it all? And I think this is a huge thing because as you are becoming a leader and as you are a leader and as you have a team below you as well, you can't do it all. And I had to learn the hard way in the first 2 years of my business, but I try to do it all. I try to do it all. Like I tried to be the host of all the power hours and the Zooms and all the trainings and do it all. And I had one big team chat. It was the worst thing in the entire world, but I had one big team chat and I tried to be in charge of it every single day. And I never let the people underneath of me step up to who they were meant to be in the process. So you have to release control. And for red people, it's hard, right? So if you're a red personality and you're like, I need to be in control, releasing control is hard. And that stems a lot for me. It stemmed a lot from like my limiting beliefs from my childhood. So I had to get over things personally, but I had to work on myself first in order to do that. So if you are a leader right now and you have a team below you, I want you to go take the color personality test, give it to the people on your team, find out what colors they are. Because if you're a red personality, you like numbers and goals, and then you're working with a yellow, who's my best friend, Sabrina. She's also traveling with me. She's a double diamond on my team. She travels in her motorhome full time too, and she's right there waving. She's a yellow. So like I might say something and she might be like taking it the completely wrong way. And then she'll be like angry at me, but not tell me she's mad because she's yellow. So it's like, you have to just make sure that you're not like bulldozing past your leadership, bulldozing past your teammates. Because if you have a new distributor come in and you say, like, you're like, do this, do this, do that, do that, and they're not like ready for that yet, they'll like, they might just quit and they won't even talk to you ever again. So you have to just make sure that you know the people that you're working with. You have to come at it from a compassion angle, right? Because everyone was new once, at least once in their life. Everyone's been new at this business. And when you were new, I'm sure you had no idea what you were doing. Go look at your first messages you sent. I sent like someone like 10 paragraphs one time, right? Like I had no idea what I was doing. I just kept going anyway. And you'll find those people that are your runners, right? Or the people that you want to run with to the top, or they're about to go diamond super fast on your team. And you'll know that because they'll show up to these Zooms, first of all. That's number one. That's like the big thing. You'll start seeing their name over and over and over popping up. And for me, one of the biggest things from like, even from a new distributor angle, when someone first came in, I started saying that every new distributor is my next diamond. Like I was like, I have it saved in my phone and Connect app. Every month I have my April future diamonds 2021. That's my Connect chat right now for all my new distributors. And when they first come in, I say, you have to blow up my phone. You have to blow up my phone. I have to see your name at the top of my phone every single day, asking questions. No question's a wrong question. And that goes for the leaders on my team too. right? Like they know, I see a lot of them right here, and we talk every single day. If there's not a day that we're not talking, then I know something's missing or something's off. And that I have to be accountable for everyone that's growing and pushing for that next level on my team as well. And I'll check up on them, right? When there's something wrong, I don't just say, "Hey, how are you doing?" That's like don't say, "How are you doing? How's everything going?" Like that's great. You guys can have that conversation, that personal friendship as well, but you have to give them a next goal. You have to help them with something next to do, right? You have to be in there saying like, "Okay, did you talk to these people on your team? Do they know how much volume they need?" Like you have to be always coming at them. If you're a leader, you have to make sure everyone on your team knows exactly what they're pushing for and exactly what they're doing. So I started making leg chats. So anyone who's at a diamond and above position, or I see in my eyes as a leader, they show up as a leader, they're there, they have their own team chat. They have their own team chats. So it breaks it down. Now I have a lot more chats. It's totally fine for me. But I don't have that like one big team chat anymore. We use Telegram a lot. Like Telegram has been good for, I know some people on the team use it as their one-on-one training chats with their new distributors, but things like that. Like I have a one big business announcements chat that I can push this out, one message to every single person on my team on there, but then also my leaders are able to lead. So you have to really make sure you're equipping people to be the people they're meant to be, and they have to grow into themselves. Have them go host a power hour. It's going to be nerve wracking, right? People right away, they're like, "Oh, I'm nervous. I don't know what I'm doing." But once they do it, even if they're an executive on your team or a new distributor, they're just killing it. Have them host a power hour with your team. Like have them be in charge of a before they're in that leadership position. And then every Thursday night, we started doing powwows last summer, May, which is crazy now. It's almost a year that we've been doing powwows. Every Thursday night, we do powwows where we bring on 3 people on the team who are enrolling and killing it. And that just enables them to share their story, right? Because you see a lot of people like presidentials, triples, like doubles, diamonds sharing their story, but you don't always hear from the new people or the people who are killing it that are just getting started. So we started doing a powwow, which is literally an hour on Thursday nights where people come on, share their story, and they give an enrolling tip. And they just like, "This is how I'm doing it. This is how I got my 6 customers." And it really empowers them to just step up and go executive and go Ruby and become a leader.
Yes. Yeah, I was gonna say, I could not agree more. I feel like our team has really taken on, we're doing that so much better the past year or two and giving people a voice, because again, they could say something, you could have a brand new Ruby say something the exact same way you've said it, be in the business forever, and then it hits somebody differently. They hear it differently and it all clicks. Okay, so now let's talk to our newbie to Rubies, and just, can you give them, and you kind of already done this, their best tip for defining their goals, like developing that consistency and taking advantage of this time? Because again, you kind of have already done a lot of this. So
yeah. So when you're a brand new distributor and you just start this business, like, is there anyone who's in this chat? Drop a 4. I think we're on 4. Drop a 4 if you've been in this business for less than a month. Is there anyone in here that's been in here less than a month? New. Let's say. So when you are just getting started, oh, cool. Oh, hi, Alicia. So when you are just getting started with this business, like you have to make sure that you have your goals. And my favorite thing to do is, first of all, you need a planner. So you have to head to the store and buy an actual paper planner, not just use your phone. I really feel like these planners are game changers, especially like for me, but for like any new distributor on the team, once they're putting names down in their planner, they're like, "Oh my gosh, I have someone for Friday, I have someone for next Monday." And taking advantage of this time, yes, boom season, right? Like we were saying, like the enrollments are really high right now. So you guys can literally be enrolling people every single day. So for me personally, my goals every day is I need to enroll a customer, a distributor, and sell some samples. I put that at the top of my planner. That's what I want to do every single day. So if you write that down as your goals, your top 3 things that you want to do every single day. And if you're brand new, just focus on the 6 customers. Okay. So if you have those 6 customers and you write down in your planner 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's something about writing it down and looking at it. And then every time you enroll a customer, putting their name down, right? And you got number 1 done, and then you get number 2 done. And when you actually physically write it, it makes you like more likely to get it done. And you're like, okay, now I only got 4 left. I only got 5 left. But then as soon as that's done, I send my new distributors a video going over executive and how to go executive and what a chart looks like for executive. And then I also tell them how to bring in teammates. And it's going to come, I mean, right off the bat, guys, you should be life posting. Like right off the bat, when you first get started in this business, you should be posting and sharing your story every single day. Because even if you just started something, someone out there is looking for another job, or someone out there is looking for a way to make an income with their babies at home, or someone out there just got laid off and they really need something like this. Okay. So if you're posting every day, even when you first got started, saying, I'm so excited. I just joined this business from my phone. I cannot wait to make an income from social media. It's going to help me with the groceries for my family. Like, talk about your future and what you're going to be doing until you actually have hit those things, right? Every single day on your story, on your page, just post some quick behind the scenes footage, like a boomerang, right? At you at the grocery store saying, I love that, like, my business is going to help me pay my grocery bill, right? Your first check is going to help you pay your grocery bill. Things like that. Just start sharing the story. And I think that's so powerful right off the bat. And then you'll have teammates be coming from that. You're going to have teammates coming from that. I train my new distributors to do host to post right away. So they're growing their network super fast. And then they're asking every single person about the business, but they're also getting posts up about products so they can get customers. So they have their goal of 6 customers, and then their goal is to get 2 distributors. And then their goal should be another distributor. And then once you're Ruby, guys, you just help 2 people go Ruby, and then you're Emerald. So it's literally, once you know Ruby, you're going to know the entire charting all the way up to the top of the company. It's just a bunch of Rubies. But you have to have those goals in place. You have to know exactly what you're doing. Jade put together this training that we just implemented. It's working really well, where it's like 10 days and they learn about live posting, how to post. They learn about how to posting on their stories, host to post, the customer conversation. Everyone's using the Boards app, things like that as well. So the Boards app actually has changed the game completely, because now my new distributors will have a new distributor board and they're ready. And I was like, go to product convos, hit that button, and then they understand what they're doing along the process. And then every Tuesday night, we started doing a new distributor training. So it's a workshop where how to enroll customers and how to enroll your first 2 distributors. So we started doing that every Tuesday night. So every time I'm bringing in new distributors, I'm getting them on there. And then as a new distributor right now, you guys should just be like full force coming in this as much as possible. So find out when your team's having Zooms this week. Find out when you can hop on like some working sessions with other people. You're going to learn the most from things like this, and it's going to keep you motivated to go to that next level as you're going, right? Like, that's what's going to keep you going. You have to be close to the fire. Hot coals stay hotter together. We say this all the time, but if you guys come on these Zooms, if you hop on we have enroll-a-thons, things like that they can plug into. If you guys go do that, or send a checklist to your upline or whatever that is for you, just make sure that you do it as much as possible. Even if your schedule is super busy, you can make time to come on a couple of these a week, right? And you'll learn so many things. Watch tube trainings. That's like my biggest tip for someone that's new.
Yes, I'm like, you can find anything you want on YouTube.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm like, I feel like you just spit fire for 45 minutes at us. I'm like, I kind of threw a lot of questions at you, so I appreciate it. And yeah, I'm so excited for you. Congratulations again on Winner's Circle, and thanks
you.
for joining us.
I'm excited. Thank you so much. Does anyone have any last minute questions? I know it's time to get off, but I just wanted to make sure.
Have anything in the chat?
In the chat, just making sure. Okay. If not, you guys, you know where to find me. I'm on social media. Thank you. And then I'll see you on my team Zoom soon, Stormy.
Yes. All right. You guys have a great, I'm like Monday. I was supposed to say Thursday because we're doing that Thursday.
Yep.
Bye.